welcome. Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, a place where the right message finds you. And now, let me show you guys our Wheel of Wisdom. So, my dear ones, this is our Wheel of Wisdom. And through this, the universe is going to pick a book for us in a moment. Bob says, hi, Anisha and everyone. Hi, Bob. Welcome back to the space. So, before we spin the wheel and the universe picks a book for us, I invite all of you to take a moment and to ask yourself, what do I need guidance on today? And whatever appeared in your mind, holding that in your awareness as we spin this beautiful wheel. Okay, so the book that came for all of us is Radical Acceptance, Embracing Your Life with the Heart of a Buddha by Tara Brach. Okay, so let's see what wants to appear from this beautiful book on acceptance. So give me a moment to open it. Mhm. Oh, hi Mia. Welcome back to the space. It's so nice to have you here. So, my dear ones, I am just choosing some numbers for our game that we're going to play next. It is so interesting. Like a moment ago, when I saw I had like 40 and 140 on my screen, like 40 people joined and 140 hearts. And now I have 44, which is a really like nice message, kind of like the divine beings are here for us, they are protecting us. Okay, yeah, so choosing some numbers. Ah, I really hope that you guys get to hear whatever it is you need to hear most today from the space. And for that, what I'm going to do is I am going to ask you guys to pick a number in a moment. And I don't want you guys to rush. Instead, take your time, see which number is popping up in your head, share it in the comments. I will go through all your comments and pick a number that my intuition feels most called to. So, in this way, our collective wisdom will guide us to the right message. Okay, ready? So, here we go. Pick a number between 23 to 252. Jennifer says, I was seeing 44 the last 3 days. Ah, love that. Love that. Thank you, Jennifer, for sharing that. And yeah, I also see, like, I think I see the number that I see most common is actually 44. So pretty interesting. Ah, Jennifer, you are being held and supported and protected by all the beautiful divine beings. Definitely makes sense that you pick 44. Thank you, Bob and Mia, for sharing a number. I'm going to stay quiet so you guys can focus and pick a number for a moment. Thank you, Grace. Okay, anyone else who feels called to pick a number and receive a message from the universe? Okay, then let's go with the numbers that are here on the screen. Hmm. So the number that I'm feeling most called to is 47, and the number has been chosen by Bob. Not because it's the first number, but just a number that my intuition felt called to. So let's see what wants to come through page 47 for Bob and anyone else who needs to hear this. You guys won't be here if you didn't, you weren't meant to receive that message. Okay. Okay. It was kind of a short thing, but so the only thing that I have underlined on this page, so like as I was reading these books, I underlined the insightful paragraphs or any transformative exercises and stuff. So the only thing that is highlighted on this page is the practice of vipassana, or loosely translated as mindfulness. So maybe Bob, the universe is kind of asking you to give that practice a try. Maybe learn more about Vipassana, give it a try. I'm just going to read one short paragraph as to what it is. But if you feel called, you can look up that practice and maybe give it a try, practice it. So, the Buddhist practice for developing mindfulness is called Vipassana, which means to see clearly or insight in Pali, the language of the Buddha. What follows, okay, so now there is like the whole practice. Um, it's a pretty big practice here on this page, but I'm not feeling called to like share the practice. It felt like just the message was to ask you to do a vipassana practice, maybe the first practice that emerges for you, or when you search about it. So the universe is going to send you the right practice, the exact practice that you need in your life right now. So yeah, maybe give that a try. Let's see what is meant to come for you, Bob. So yeah, that was our first reading. Very quick. Uh okay. You're welcome, Bob. I hope that, when you do give it a try, it makes much more sense to you. So, my dear ones, again, let us spin the wheel and let the universe pick a book for us, our second book for today. So, holding in your mind whatever it is you need guidance on. Okay. So the book is called You Are a Badass by Jen Sinkerno. Okay. Let's see what wants to come through this book. Hmm. Okay. And yeah, okay. And I just remembered, I think I forgot to add in the first reading, which was like there are like two kinds of practices in Buddhist tradition. One is like Vipassana and another is Shamatha. And Vipassana is more about developing mindfulness, and Shamatha is kind of about developing this concentration, or I think something called as, it kind of results in this calm kind of a state. Um, but you also need mindfulness so that you don't get too, I don't know, too into that. So, yeah, so maybe like if you feel curious, you can search about it as well. So, okay. Hi, Jane. Good morning. Welcome. And thank you for already choosing a number. I was just going to ask you guys to choose one from this book. So, let me open it and let's see if this number falls in that range. But anyway, I like that you trusted your intuition and went for it. Okay. So yeah, just opening our second book, which is You Are a Badass. Thank you, Melinda. But I am really loving the excitement. But I would request you guys to wait for a moment because you don't need to rush. I choose a number randomly. So I'm going to ask you guys when to choose a number. Okay. So this is our book. This is like the cover page of the book. And now let me pick some numbers so that we can play a game together. Gotcha. Melinda. Mm, exactly. Loving the eagerness, loving the excitement. No, that's all right, Jane. That's all right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the numbers for the first book. Okay, I get you. I get the confusion that you had. So, yeah, just choosing the numbers for this book. Mm, mhm. Okay. So, my dear ones, I invite you guys to pick a number between 21 to 181. Again, no need to rush, take your time. I will choose a number randomly, okay? So, dear Melinda, I invite you to please choose another number if you are feeling still called. And Jane, if you feel called, you can choose another or you can stick with the same number, whatever works for you. But maybe write it again so I don't have to scroll and, you know. Jennifer, thank you, Jennifer, for sharing a number. Thank you, dear Melinda. Thank you, Pyla. Hi, good morning. Welcome back. Thank you, Amanda, Bob, Jane. Okay, going with what feels right for you. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Mia. Mia says 56 because that's how many people are there in this live. Okay, love that. Thank you for also sharing the reason. And we just, got four more lovely souls here. So yeah, we are just choosing a number between, let's see, where is, yeah, 21 to 181 from our book, which is called You Are a Badass, to receive the message we need to hear right now. So if you're feeling called, you can do that. Oh, I just saw 444. Ha, love that. Okay. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Catherine. And also, if I mispronounce anyone's name, feel free to correct me. I would love to pronounce your beautiful names correctly. Okay, so anyone else who feels called to share a number? Mhm, mhm. Hmm. Then let's play. Okay, so let me see which number am I feeling most called to now. Oh, okay. Thank you, Peeler. Is it Peeler, right? Now am I pronouncing it right? Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Peeler. Thank you. And sorry for all the times I've called you differently. But I appreciate you, now sharing that with me. And I'm going to remember that. uh Melinda, we are not we will not let you paint, okay? Okay, let's choose first. For Melinda. And thank you, Peeler, for your kindness and your forgiveness. Okay, let's see. Which number? Oh, we got one number twice. I didn't notice that before. It's 156 by Jennifer. Okay. So we are going with that number. Since it came up for two people, definitely going with that number. So let's go with 156 by Jennifer and Amanda. Okay, love that. Love that when this happens. So let's see what wants to come through page 156 for Jennifer, Amanda, and anyone else who needs to hear it. Ah, so the heading of this chapter is The almighty decision. Okay. And there is like a quote from a mountain climber, a W.H. Murray, and it is, until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. The moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. So if you have not been allowing yourself to commit to something, to a person, to a goal, to a dream, then the universe might be inviting you to do just that, because that's what keeps you going, that what helps you move, that's what helps you, take that first step maybe. So so Amanda and Jennifer, did it resonated with something that is going on in your life currently? Are you fearing some form of commitment, or something regarding that? Okay, let me see if there is something else as well on this page. So, yeah, so there is another like bolted, part, which is, so often we pretend we have made a decision when what we have really done is signed up to try until it gets too uncomfortable. So yeah, so that commitment is going to help you to also not give up when things get uncomfortable, difficult, challenging, which they are going to get, if you are trying something new, if you're trying something that is going to help you grow, because that is, growth, the stretching is, includes challenge or a pain or struggle, but it is also helping you grow. So it is like a nice sign. If you are struggling, if you are feeling a little uncomfortable, then it might be a nice sign that, okay, you are growing, you are moving in the right direction. It might feel uncomfortable, difficult, challenging, scary, anxiety provoking right now, but maybe keep on going, follow through on this commitment, and see what beautiful things are going to unfold in your life if you just keep moving through this pain, through this struggle, through this fear of uncertainty, of feeling, of this scared feeling. And then maybe, you know, once you have like kept on moving and you have, you know, let you have kept on moving and you have, not given up, maybe something beautiful will unfold in your life, and you might even discover something beautiful about yourself that you didn't knew before. You might see yourself, you might be more proud of yourself, you might see yourself in some positive light. So let that happen, just keep going, just commit, keep going, don't give up when things get difficult, and see what arrives in your life. Okay, so let's see. Peeler, sorry, Peeler. Uh, Peeler says, resonated for me. Thank you, Peeler, for letting me know. Jennifer says, walking into a new way of life, but no fear. Huh. So I am, really happy that there is something new that is happening in your life, Jennifer, that you are adopting a new way of lifestyle, that you are being someone that you have always wanted to be, whatever it is for you. I'm just so happy for you. And I hope that, this expansion helps you step into this, more, this highest version of yourself, help you see more of the light that you are. So, yeah. And love that you don't have, any fear of anything regarding that, And even if even if there is some other feeling there, just, stay with it. Just let it be there while you continue to move towards what you really want, what, how you really want to live, the kind of the way of life that you want in your, in your life. Catherine says, yes, resonates for me greatly. Love that. I'm glad that you received the message that you needed to hear right now, Catherine. Jane says, for me, there is underlying fear of not knowing what the next path is, which is completely okay, Jane. Like we all, sometimes we see other people or we hear about these things that follow your passion or do this and do that, just follow your heart. And sometimes you don't know what that is, and it's okay to be in that, state of confusion. It might feel like you are stuck or like there is this fog around you, all around you, and it might feel very uncomfortable. You might doubt yourself, doubt your gifts, doubt your strengths, and like have all these thoughts, in your head. And yes, it is kind of hard. It is kind of difficult to be in that state, to be in that period of your life, but that period is not going to last forever. Things are going to shift. And the only two things is that it's okay, allow yourself to feel that discomfort without making it mean anything about you or about what you can do or cannot do. And keep on trying things that comes to your heart, instead of um, just waiting for something to happen to arrive in your life. Just do whatever you're feeling called to do right now. And do not put the pressure on it to be the only thing, your the one gift, your passion, your, just take away that pressure and just keep on doing whatever comes in your heart. Like, okay, I feel like doing this, I feel like trying this, and just do that for the sake of it and see how that feels like, instead of having an in the back of your mind that, okay, this might be the thing, this might be the thing that I wanted to, this might be the path, just letting all that pressure fall off and just see what happens. And a hug to you. It's okay. Jennifer says thank you. Ah, happy for you, Jennifer. Jane says, wow, thank you, Anisha. That is encouraging and helpful. I'm happy to hear that, Jane. I'm really happy to hear that. May you be so, so kind and so, so gentle with yourself in the spirit. Okay, so maybe one more book. We are near our time, but let's do one more book. And now I'm seeing 68, 68. A lot of flick. Double numbers here, guys. Okay, let me search for it. What does that mean? I love doing this. So yeah, okay, just give me a moment. Let's see what is the message that wants to come through for me or for anyone else who needs to hear it. Ah, so 6868 is a powerful sign of balance, blending the domestic harmony and responsibility of the number 6 with the financial abundance and material success of the number 8. It encourages you to harmonize your home life and inner well being with your career goals and financial ambitions. Hmm. Okay. Ah, interesting. I like that message. I feel like, okay. I needed to hear that. Okay, let's see. Melinda says, my goal is to be able to walk again after years of being deprived of movement and energy. I'm committed to it each day. This commitment is fused with fear of not succeeding, of course. Firstly, thank you so much, Melinda, for, sharing this with all of us, for feeling like that, you can put out that fear and, all the efforts and whatever is going on in your life in this space. And we are honored to, witness all of these different parts of you, the parts of you that has this desire to, walk again and to, feel like to feel fully, you know, connected to your body, to experience it in all manners, and it is really, really amazing that despite, all of that fear that, okay, what if I fail? What if this doesn't happen? Which is completely natural, to pop up when we are working towards something that really matters to us, that's something that we deeply deeply desire, from all our heart. And it's okay to have that fear because it's so important to you. It really really matters to you. And and despite that fear popping up, every now and then on this journey, or at so many times in your day, you keep going, you keep trying, you keep doing whatever it is that is in your hand, and whatever it is that you can do, given the energy that you have that day, given the resources, the capacity, the, you know, um, inner like state that you are in on each day. And it is commendable, it is amazing. And I just, want to celebrate the efforts that you have been making, Melinda. You are amazing. And I really hope that this happens for you, that you get to, to walk again, to, uh, I just can't stop myself. I don't know you, I don't know how you look, but I just can't stop myself imagining, you, in this energy form. I just, visualizing you walk, visualizing your body, you know, feeling energized, visualizing your body, every part of your body, every cell of your body, feeling like this. I don't know. The only word that comes to me is happy. I don't know if that makes sense, but and then this feeling of warmth, this happiness, like, radiating all around you. I just really, really hope that it happens, that you get to a point where you are, fully content with your body, with the way it moves. And you also carry this version of you, you know, who didn't give up, who persevered, who was struggling, and offer kindness anytime all those fears of failing come up in this journey. So yeah, just that. Hey, Jane says, "Oh, now you brought some tears." That's okay. Let them out, Jane. Let it all out. Ah, okay. Wherever you are is okay. All of it is enough. You are enough, and you're going to gain that clarity. You're going to find something that lights you up, Jane. Melinda says, "This has been a nice kick. I am a badass." Definitely. Ah, Melinda. Maybe, maybe putting a poster in your, room or something. That might also help you keep going. Remember our reading, committing, and then keep on going, especially through the difficult periods, especially when the doubt grows loud in our head, when all those fears grows loud in our head, right? So yeah. And thank you so much, Jane, for this kind donation. I so appreciate your support. Thank you for allowing me to do what I love. Thank you so much. Ah, Caroline has chosen a number, seems like. Firstly, welcome, Caroline. Welcome to the space. We already did a number. We already chose a number for this book, but maybe for the next one. Okay, and every time I'm seeing this, like below my screen, the number of people and the number of gratitude, I'm always, always seeing a double number. Now it's 76. I don't know what's happening, but I love it. Okay, Melinda says, you have, sorry. Peeler says, Melinda, you have got this. Baby steps, literally. Exactly, and maybe even before baby steps, just wiggling your tiny, tiny toes, a beautiful, beautiful toes, not tiny. Yeah, so yeah, just starting wherever it feels best for you, or even if not wiggling, just imagining them wiggling, whatever is that first tiny step for you, dear, whatever it is for you, you're doing your best, and we all are proud of you. Amanda says, Melinda, sending you love, strength, and healing energy. That is so nice of you, Amanda. Oh, Bob is hugging Melinda. Mary sending love to Melinda. Jean says, Melinda, you are doing the right things by coming collectively, sharing, and having a community to support and uplift you. Definitely, definitely. I am, so honored that you chose to share it with all of us, Melinda. Thank you so much for doing that. And yeah, sometimes, we live in our head. We sometimes associate shame with what we are going through, our weaknesses, our struggles, and, we let it encompass us. And it's really helpful sometimes to share it, in a safe space, in a place, in a space with people that you feel like, okay, they are going to understand or they're going to support me, they are at least not going to judge me in any way, So I so appreciate that you did that here with all of us. Um, Melinda says, thank you, Anisha, and all. Thank you. This has been truly heartfelt and moving. Hmm. We are grateful to have you here, Melinda. Wheeler says, I also meant baby steps figuratively. Progress is progress. Exactly, exactly. Thank you for adding that. Exactly, Melinda says, I know, I know, Wheeler. Okay. Hmm. So let's see. We have completed the time. Okay. Uh, Maybe let's do one more reading. Hmm? One final reading for today. I really love hanging out with you guys. You guys make my day too. You make me smile. You make me laugh. You fill my whole system with so much love. So, if I could, I would spend my whole day with you guys. But okay, let's do one more book for now. Wheeler says, yay. Mary says, smile. Jane says, same. Wheeler says, the feeling is mutual. Oh, thank you, Wheeler. Okay, so let's do one more spin. So, my dear ones, bringing to your beautiful heads something that you need guidance on as we spin the wheel. Okay. Okay. So the book that came for all of us is The Art of Thinking The Art of Thinking Clearly by Rolf Dobelli. Jane likes it. Have you do you like the title or have you read it before? Or maybe clarity is going to come up for Jane. Who knows? Okay, so the art of thinking. Okay. Got ya. The word clarity. So, hmm, let's see. This is the cover page of this beautiful book, The Art of Thinking Clearly. And now choosing some numbers for us. Okay. So, my dear ones, I invite you to pick a number between 25 to 262. Again, no rush, take your time, see which number pops up. I will pick a number randomly, okay? So here you go. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Pila. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Bob. And thank you so much for all the hearts, all the lovely hearts that have, flowed into the space. I so appreciate your love. I love your love. Thank you so, so, so much. That is so sweet of you guys. Let's see. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, but anyone else who feels called? Oh, okay. Let's see. Uh-huh. Okay. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you, Tara. Okay, I hear you, universe. We are going with 222, which has been chosen by Jane, Catherine, and Patrick. So something really wants to come up for all of us, which is wonderful. It is going to be our last reading, so let's see what wants to come through. Melinda says, I see the strategy. All those who go with 222, as if they have already planned and cooked up this plan. Okay, let's see what wants to come through from page number 222. It rhymed. Uh, okay. Okay. So, why last chances make us panic? Fear of regret. So, there is kind of like a story here. Okay, let me read through it. So, two stories. Paul owns share Paul owns shares in company A. During the year, he considered selling them and buying shares in company B. In the end, he didn't. Today, he knows that if he had done so, he would have been up by $1,200. Second story. George has shares in company B. During the year he sold them and bought shares in company A. Today, he also knows that if he had stuck with B, he would have netted an extra $1,200. Who feels more regret? Regret is the feeling of having made the wrong decision. You wish someone would give you a second chance. When asked who would feel worse, 8% of respondents said Paul, whereas 92% chose George. Why? Considered objectively, the situations are identical because both Paul and George were unlucky. They picked the wrong stock and were out of pocket for this exact same amount. The only difference, Paul already possessed shares in A, whereas George went out and bought them. Paul was passive, George active. Paul embodies the majority. Most people leave their money lying where it is for years, and George represents the exception. It seems that whoever does not follow the crowd experiences more regret. It is not always the one who acts who feels more regret. Sometimes choosing not to act can constitute an exception too. So there is an example of that. And okay, so the fear of regret can make us behave irrationally. To dodge the terrible feeling in the pits of our stomach, we tend to act conservatively so as not to deviate from the crowd too much. No one is immune to this, not even supremely self confident traders. Statistics shows that each year on December 31, the day for performance reviews and bonus calculations, they tend to offload their more exotic stocks and conform to the masses. Similarly, fear of regret prevents you from throwing away things you no longer require. You are afraid of the remorse you will feel in the unlikely event that you needed those worn out tennis shoes after all. The fear of regret becomes really irksome when combined with the last chance offer. A safari brochure promises the last chance to see a rhino before the species is extinct. If you never cared about seeing one before today, why would you fly all the way to Tanzania to do so now? It is irrational. Let's say you have long dreamed of owning a house. Land is becoming scarce. Only a handful of plots with sea views are left. Three remain, then two, and now just one. It's your last chance. This thought racing through your head, you give in and buy the last plot at an exorbitant price. The fear of regret tricked you into thinking this was a one time offer, when in reality, real estate with lake view will always come on the market. The sale of stunning property isn't going to stop anytime soon. Last chances make us panic stricken, and the fear of regret can overwhelm even the most hard headed deal makers. So, I guess the message here that I'm getting from this reading is do not let the fear of regret, or missing the, last chance, the fear of missing out, to to make you, you know, to like force you, influence you in a way that you make an irrational decision, So do not let any fear for that matter. In this case, it was fear of regret, but do not let any fear make, like push you, influence you to make any decision that you would not make otherwise, that you would not have made, if you were focusing on what you really want. So again, as Catherine mentioned, don't conform. Exactly, so do not let that pressure of what others are doing, what is happening around you, to leave you making a decision that you would not never had made in the first place if you were not watching those other people, if you were not conforming. And it is really, really hard to not conform, because in our brain we have been wired to do things so that we gain this social acceptance, because initially, when we were living in the form of tribes, we needed that for our survival, to move in groups, otherwise we would not survive. So that's why our brain thinks that it's very important to, uh, to go with, what the group is doing, to go with that herd mentality. But the invitation here is to pause, to look at whatever the decision that you need to make, and to ask yourself that what matters to me most, not to other people, not what is happening, not if this is the last chance, not, whether I would regret this, or not letting any fear influence your decision, influence your action, but just asking yourself, is this resonating with me? Is this aligned with my values? Is this aligned with what I want, what I really, really want? Is this aligned with the kind of person I want to be, the lifestyle that I want? So letting that make a decision instead of anything external, anything, outside of you, letting you influence into making any irrational decisions. And if you had made it in the past, then maybe forgiving yourself, because as the author says, even the most, I don't know what the author called them, but yeah, hard-headed, like, even those very confident leaders and traders make these decisions under the influence of fear, because after all, we are a human being, but not letting it influence it. In fact, there is this experiment which I also did in my graduation, when I was doing like bachelor's in psychology. There is something called um, the Miller experiment, I think. Forgot the name. Yeah, but in that case, it was like, we used to show these two lines, and we used to ask, and so there is a person that did it first time, and where he showed like two lines, okay, two people. He brought a person into that lab, and there were some other people that were in cahoots with the experimenter in a way. So if the line was longer, if this B line was longer and this A line was shorter, and everyone said that A is longer, then the person who is new into that environment, he kind of conformed. He was, even though he saw it logically that okay, this is longer, but still they said that this is, so most, like, I don't remember the percentage, but they did that. They said that okay, line A is longer. In reality, it wasn't. So we have this, in a way, this internal thing of conforming. That's why we need to be very mindful while making the decisions, to act out of like this, you know, this clarity as to what it is we want. And if you don't have that clarity, of course, you can reflect on it. We did, I think, an exercise tomorrow, like in the previous live or the live before that, where I helped you, gain more clarity. Or if you need more help, you can always just reach out to me, and I can, help you gain more clarity, gain more insight, help you see what it is that matters most to you that you might not have realized yet, because sometimes because we are not taught to reflect on that. We are just taught to go with the achieve all those societal milestones and achieve all those different things that the society says that, okay, this should be done, this is what needs to be done, this is how things work. We never question, how do I want things to work for me, instead of how things work in the society. So, yeah, so if you need like more specific guidance on that, you can always reach out. But for now, it is time to wrap this live. So let's see the comment section and let me know all that 2 to 2 clubs, club people that it did it resonated with you, Catherine, Patrick, and Jane. Okay. Jeannie says greetings from Nairobi. Welcome, Jeannie. Welcome to the space. I hope that however long, you stayed and whatever you got from this, was exactly what you needed to hear in this moment. I hope that. And thank you for tuning in. Catherine says don't conform. Exactly. Thank you for sharing what, are you carrying away from this reading, Catherine? Jane says, I have been fighting with regret after retiring, leaving my job. I worry financially and no real plan. But I have already come so far internally, healing and aligning. Ah, Jane, thank you so much for sharing that with me. And I'm glad that you have, done all of that inner work and you haven't let that fear, consume you in a way. You're working through it, you are learning, you are discovering, and, and that clarity, that plan would emerge. You don't have to figure out everything at once. You're doing that one step at a time, remember baby steps. So yeah, you're already doing that, and that is enough for now. It would unfold, everything would unfold in its time, and just trusting that and trusting yourself that, you know, you have lived your life so far, you have faced challenges, you have had times maybe before where you didn't had a plan, where you were not feeling financially secure, and you still made through that time. And this time will also pass, and you will make out, you will make through this time, you get my point, right? So I hope that you allow that trust to stay with you when those fearful voices get loud. Bob says it is good to remind of myself to trust my own big legs and not follow others, my own beliefs and not follow others. Exactly, it's um not sure if I would use the word beliefs. I might use the word, like is it? Yeah, to trust, maybe your own vision, your own values, because beliefs can sometimes be influenced by what we have learned before. But I get your point. I get your point. Just wanted to clarify, for other people before I say yes, exactly, So yeah, just going with your inner voice, just going with what makes you happy, what lights you up, what is important to you, what matters to you, and just following that instead of listening to other people's voice. It's okay to gain feedback, to, see if that applies to you, if it is going to help. It's you just no need to surround yourself with people who only say positive things. It's okay to get that constructive feedback, to listen to their reasons, their logic, and see if that fits, if that helps you move towards, if that helps you, like, really move towards that life. And um like considering that, but going with what, just lights you up more. So making that as your like north star, and then analyzing everything that is thrown at you, that okay, would this help me move towards that, would this help me move towards that? If not, let it go, like in whatever manner that is appropriate for your situation. But yeah, so just wanted to add to that. But thank you, Bob, for sharing it. I got what you meant. Catherine says, time to make those positive choices and grow as people. Exactly, Catherine. Exactly. Uh, okay, just a minute to drink some water, and then I will read the lovely comments by Patrick and Emilia. Hi, Emilia. So happy to have you. I saw like your little bubble, but I didn't want to call you out in case you want to just hang out and listen. But yeah, okay, excited to read everything that you guys have shared in a moment. Patrick says, I have moved through regret. I used to dwell on it, and in doing that, it did me no good. In fact, it took me into the opposite direction that I wanted to be going in. I get you. After I stopped wandering in the wrong direction, I purposely made a conscious decision not to fear, not to let fear lead me or keep me from my true and real potential. So happy for you. And what I found was that potential became a positive and kinetic energy that pushed me into that direction that I was destined to be going in the first place. And I can now look back and now have any regrets and not have any regrets because I know, because I now know I am not bound to the past. And it was definitely a learning experience. And Anisha was my biggest supporter and guide in her words and insight. I am entirely grateful for you, Anisha. Oh, I am truly, truly honored, Patrick. You made me a little teary towards the end, but firstly, thank you for sharing all these wise words, your journey, what you have learned, this beautiful insight, and like this what you did, what you changed in your mindset, and how it has helped you. And it is just, everything that you put here is just so amazing, so helpful, so empowering. I'm sure that anyone else, who listened to me reading this or read this is like, you know, is finding this really helpful because it is, it's I love that how you realize that it was taking you towards an opposite direction, that fear of regret. It came in a way saying that, okay, I'm trying to, help you move in the right direction, but the more you focused on it, it was taking you in another direction that you don't want to go, right? So I loved, what you shared regarding that. And I'm happy that you're moving in the right direction, that you made that conscious decision, you realized that you made that conscious decision, and you are now taking, you took those steps and you're continuing on this path in that direction that matters to you. That is so so lovely, and I so appreciate your kind words, your gratitude. I am so so deeply honored to hear that. And your words really make a difference in my life too. It tells me that what I do matters in a way. So I can't thank you enough for that. It's Mm, I receive it. Okay. Jane says, okay, let me first Jane read Jane's message. Seems like she wants to go. Jane says, I wish you all a peaceful day. I need to go. Bye, Jane. It was lovely hanging out with you, and I hope that today brings you a little more peace and ease and joy. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Emilia says, joining in the end, but it's so true. Often I'm able to recognize this fear is not mine. It's the fear others are voicing that my mind is trying to pick up. Once I see it, I'm able to fall back into my knowing. I am okay. I'm always okay, even when I don't feel it. Thank you, Amelia, for that reminder, that beautiful share. And yeah, it's like, you know, all these voices in our head, whether they're coming from us, which also in a way have been influenced by our past. They are someone else's voices from our past that have, taken form in our head, and now uh they are, sharing all their doubts, worries, fears with us all the time, chitter chatter, chitter chatter, and it gets overwhelming. It gets, like we sometimes believe them, and it's really hard not to when it's going all the time, right? But it is amazing that you have learned to not believe all those thoughts, all these stories, all whatever these voices are saying to you, uh, because they are just voices. They are not 100% absolute truths, and these voices that we might have internalized from our past are also just voices. They are just opinions. They are also people trying to figure out life. They are also doing life for the very first time. Whoever believes and things that we have learned and we have internalized, they were also trying to figure out life for the very first time, and we just happens to absorb that into our psyche. And so are we. They don't know anything. We don't know anything. Everyone is just figuring it out. So we don't need to take all the rules, assumptions, beliefs in our head to be 100% true. They may or may not be, right? And, you know, and to trust in ourselves to, like to gain clarity as to what kind of a person I want to be, what it is that I want in my life, and any voice that stops me from moving towards that is not a helpful one. It may be right, it may not be, it doesn't matter. What matters it helpful? Is it helpful for me? Is it kind? Is it encouraging? Is it helping me move towards what I want? If not, it's time to stop listening to that, just like a background noise, when you're walking and there is something going on in your street or, whatever, and you ignore it, right? You let it be there. You don't waste your energy all the time to make sure that that voice is shut down. You don't go into the street and shout. You stay there, stay on the path, stay focused on what matters, and let that noise be there in the background. You don't need to argue with it, make it go away, let it be there, right? And I know it's sometimes very difficult when those our voices are influenced by some deeper beliefs. They are triggering us, like they are making us feel all these different things, anxiety, scared, not enough. But it's again and again, it's just a process that we need to come back to again and again, coming back to checking that, okay, is this helping me? Is this not? If not, let's just focus on what is here. If I need some regulation, let me first regulate. If not, just keep on going. So I love that. And and saying something kind to yourself, reminding yourself, giving yourself what you need in that moment, just like Emilia does, that I'm okay, I'm always okay, even if and I don't feel it, because our feelings are not the reality. There is like this there's this thinking error or cognitive distortion, in technical words, basically a way of thinking where if we feel a certain way, we believe it. So if I'm feeling anxious, there must be something wrong. So we think that our emotions are evidence that this thought, the story that is going on in my head is true. If I'm feeling this way, it must be true. But it is not. It is just a error in our thinking, and let me share. And if you do actually feel this way, like if I'm feeling anxious, there must be something wrong, like for example, in relationships, people like who have this anxious attachment style, if for example, their partner doesn't reply for some time, we cook up these stories in our head. We are feeling anxious. We think if we are feeling anxious, there must be something wrong. They are losing interest in me. This is happening, or they something or something. We just cook up these stories. So we let that feeling predict all these different things for us and we believe them, and then the cycle goes on. So just reminding ourselves that this feeling doesn't need to mean anything. It's okay to feel this way, but it doesn't have to mean anything. So not letting that emotion convince you into a story. So yeah, and I have like shared, I think, a few strategies for this particular type of thinking error if you have it, which is called emotional reasoning. This type of way of thinking is called emotional reasoning. So if you want to learn how to counter it, if you have it, you might find the resource here. like we are reaching our time, so I just wanted to share the resource in case anyone needed it. And thank you so much, Amelia, for this, share. And I hope that you continue to be kind to yourself, especially when you need it most, especially when there is any other harsh voice in your head. And thank you for sharing your processes. It is absolutely lovely. Ah, okay, just taking a sip of water before I read rest of the comments. Okay, let's see. Uh, Mary says, thank you so much, Anisha. Sending love to you all. Thank you, Mary, for being here and sending you so much love back if you're still here. If not, then energetically as well. But yeah, it was nice having you. Patrick says, if I can do this, anyone can do it as well. This coming from a real ask me. Who, you? Nope. Now moving through life as a badass. Aha, okay. I have been listening to this live when you first came on today, but I didn't want to what I feel was monopolizing the time others may want to share. And I have felt that I have done this in your live events in the past. I'm truly sorry if anyone has felt that I have done this. Also so thankful for all our friends here on Insight Timer. Oh, Patrick, no, you didn't. You know, so I love it when you guys, share, like when you guys feel like safe enough to share what is going on inside of you here. It means a lot to me. It means like really, uh, like I feel so grateful that the space has become this way. And I have been so blessed enough to have all these beautiful people in this space, that there is this feeling of love, of support, of feeling seen, heard, of not feeling judged, of being accepted for what you are, of being loved for what you are, of being, like praised for what you are doing, and all of these beautiful emotion packed into the space because of the beautiful beings that are here. And I feel grateful that the space has become so, and I love it when people share what they're going through because it does many things. It helps other people see that I am not alone in my suffering. I'm not the only one who is suffering, because all these other places people see that okay, their life is figured out, they're doing this, they are this happy, which is like really nice. But it makes them feel like, okay, am I the only one struggling? Am I not able to get life right in a way? um and it makes them feel even more alone. So it's really helpful when you guys share something in the space and other gets to witness that, you know that okay, we are all figuring life out. They are as imperfect as I am. They have their weaknesses, they have their struggles. It evokes this feeling of they feel less lonely. It evokes this feeling of compassion as well, which is a beautiful feeling, which is a beautiful quality to embody. And then you share your journey. It also brings hope to other people. It brings tools, it brings different kind of mindsets, different reminders, and all of these beautiful things. So again, the wisdom did not come from just what I'm reading from this book, which also a person wrote when they shared about their struggles, when they shared about their journey, and we all get to read it and learn from it and feel seen by it and do all of those different things. um so yeah, so the wisdom, the guidance, the support, the love is not just coming from the book or whatever pops up in my head when I blabber after the reading. It comes from you guys. It comes, you know, it just comes in this space from any medium, So thank you for being that source of wisdom for us today, Patrick, and in all of the previous lives. We all love it when you share it. I can feel we all love it. I cannot say for sure, but I love it when you share it. And I'm grateful that you feel this comfortable to do that. So, yeah, thank you. No need to be sorry about anything. It is all very helpful. You're welcome as you are in this space. Uh, Bob says, no problem, Patrick. Your words are inspiring. Thank you, Bob, for saying that. And yes, they are inspiring. I learned, like, I was like, when you shared that paragraph, I was like, especially the first part, I was like, okay, Anisha, you need to screenshot it afterwards and, read it later on when you feel this regret, because yeah, I also feel this feeling of regret sometimes that okay, did I choose the wrong path, or like, so there are doubts that all of us have, so I loved that perspective when you said about that direction and stuff. I was like, okay, I really want to memorize that and remember it when I need to hear that. So yeah, so I wanted to add that. So yeah, your sharing really helps all of us, including me. Mary says, I'm with you, Patrick. It feels so good to share and get the love, isn't it? And ah, the lovely people that are here. I just feel so grateful, for this space, for this live event thing, for Inside Timer. And I'm just so happy that, you know, I chose to do this initially. I was like, okay, am I made for live events? I am a very personal introverted person. I don't know. And you guys have made me, you guys have poured in so much love. You guys made me love myself more. So just so grateful. And Patrick, you should bring out the tissues. Okay. Yeah, Emilia, Patrick has already packed all the tissues before sharing these comments. Ah, definitely. Ah, thank you guys so much. So, so much. Ah, it has been such an experience, doing these lives for, 1.5 year or so. It just, I just wish I could hug you all. I could see you all together, in a way, and just tell you how grateful I am for you, each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. Really, thank you so, so much. You all mean so much to me. I thank you for existing. Okay, let's see. Hmm, pour some water. Hmm. Oh, yeah, 108 people. Thank you, Jeannie. Oh, and thank you so much for choosing to tune in. And you have such a cute, beautiful name. I love it. And I think I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'm sorry. So sorry. You can correct me. It's Janine, I think. And I have been pronouncing it wrong, I think. Okay, so, okay, reading the comments. Hmm. Okay, let's see. Belle says, we all learn from each other, Patrick. Exactly. On point. Patrick says, Anisha, you gave me the courage to be authentic and brutally honest about my life, not just on here, but in everyday walk of my life with those around me. Anisha, you must know that I wouldn't be where I am at if it hadn't been I'm just so honored, Patrick. I really, really, really am. I never ever thought I would ever make, like, I don't know what to say. I am kind of speechless and I'm really grateful for your love, for your, it's, I really accept, every beautiful, lovely, heartfelt feeling that you have shared here. And it's it's not me, it's not the space, it's you, Patrick. You just you're such a beautiful, amazing person. I just saw Amelia's comment. We are Emilia, I needed you today. Definitely. Okay. Emilia, you are so beautiful. I haven't seen you, but I can feel it. I know. Okay. Yeah, I was Patrick, you are such a wise, amazing, reflective, introspective person from what I have known you. And we all are grateful to have you here in this space. And I'm sure a lot of people are grateful to have you in their life. And a lot of people who don't know you yet, but would be so grateful that you exist on this planet. And I'm glad that, you chose to see yourself, see the light within you, to express yourself fully, honestly, authentically, because, you know, so many people deserve to witness you this way, to see this amazing light that you are, you know. Thank you so much for all these beautiful words. I just I'm just kind of overwhelmed by these lovely feelings, and you don't know what your words mean to me, really, So you say I have made an impact on your life, and I'm honored to hear that, but your words have made an impact on mine. So please know that. And I'm just sorry for the lack of better words. Okay, Emilia says, I can tell Patrick is ready to pass the tissues today, but it is a good skin and makeup day for me, and I refuse to mess it up. So, Emilia, have you succeeded yet, or are the tears rolling your eyes as well? Ah, Patrick, why do you do this to Emilia? Hmm. Uh, Janine says, join. Okay, I read that. And she says, thank you, good pronunciation. Okay, thank you, Janine. Bob says, we love you because you are so authentic. Oh, thank you, Bob. Thank you so much. You guys make me feel like I can be, So thank you so much for that. Patrick says, I have been following Anisha since she first came to Insight Timer. Yeah, you said that I think in a live before, and I didn't knew that. I was like, okay, maybe you knew me more like, when I started doing lives, I thought that. I never knew that you have followed my journey, and now you're making such a big impact on it, in it. So thank you so much, Patrick, for that. Bob says, you're wise, Patrick. Yes. Isn't he? So wise. Emilia says, Patrick, why do you always pick my good makeup days to make us cry? Ah, not all of us are natural beauties like Anisha. Hmm? Okay, read that comment. Yeah. But You are so naturally beautiful, so kind, so loving, Emilia. I think you are so, so, so naturally beautiful. Definitely you are. And I'm not able to come up with better words because of Patrick. I'm emotional. My logical brain is like kind of shut down right now. Uh, but makeup on or off, Emilia, I am, really, really grateful to have you too. You don't know the impact that you have, made on my life. You have helped me so, so much. And the level of support, the trust, the kindness, everything that I've received from you is truly, truly appreciated. And I love that you bring this joyous, fun energy into these lives, especially on the days when Patrick is like, okay, let's make everyone cry and let them release everything that they have pent up within themselves. So yeah, thank you for the tissues, Patrick. And he's so generous that he makes us dairy and then he pass on the tissues. So yeah, very kind too, in addition to wise. Okay, guys. We are going to reach like 2 hours now. Oh my goodness. I just time flies when I'm with you guys. Oh no, Patrick. Patrick is like, it's not like I mean to make people cry, but it's good thing. Okay, we are like you help us release all this stress within us, Patrick. And it's just your beautiful words reach our heart so deeply. They just, all of those emotions just flow out. So it's just a beautiful, beautiful quality of yours as well. And we are so grateful for that, that you make us cry. Patrick says, I get that. I totally understand. So understanding, right? As well. So many good qualities to Patrick. Why didn't you, like not asking why, but yeah. Who wouldn't want to know your authentic self, Patrick? So grateful that you are now finally letting so many of the people witness amazing self you are. Okay, guys, now let's wrap up. I really need to because, but I love each and every second of this live. I needed it. I needed the cry. I needed the laughs. I needed the love. Everything. Ah, so, so grateful. Thank you so much. And thank you, anyone who joined us for the very first time and who saw us like cry and everything and talk about all the stuff. Thank you so much for staying till the end. And yeah, we do a lot more apart from getting emotional, but we do that as well. So yeah, thank you so, so, so much for existing in this world and in this space and in my life. And if you guys enjoyed this live, I do hope to see you in the next one. And we would have so much more fun. I am doing lives currently at this time that you see here in the card, as well as I do some lives 30 minutes later so that people, for whom it's kind of early, they can join lives like so so yeah, for the timing thing. See, my brain is like going all this. It's getting emotional. Mary says, "Miss the beginning. Are you okay, Anisha?" Oh, Mary, that's so kind of you. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just, I got just some happy tears and yeah, a little overwhelmed with all these beautiful feelings that people have shared in the comments. So yeah, that's why I might sound a little different, but that is so kind of you to ask. And thank you so much, Mary, for joining us. Thank you. So, guys, I hope that the session felt as good to you as it did for me. It was just such an amazing session. And yeah, I hope that you are carrying something of value from this live today into your life, whether it was the meditation that we did for anyone who is feeling anxious, whether it was the readings, the comments, the discussion, the energy, whatever it is. And if you feel called to support my work, you can make a small donation. Of course, no compulsion, no pressure at all. Um, you know, uh, if you don't feel called to do that, if you can't, if you want to support my work, but you can't make a donation, you can just always simply listen to my content and maybe share your experience, like how you find the meditation. They just are so encouraging. It helps me like create more and more and more resources. So yeah, thank you so much for being here, for your support, your love, your kindness. Just thank you. Patrick says I made her cry. She will be as amazing as she always is. That is so sweet. Yeah, you did. You felt my heart so much. Gratitude and love. Thank you. Really, thank you. I bow down to the divine within each and every one of you. May you all be safe. May your loved ones be safe. May you and your loved ones heal from any emotional or physical pain. May you and the people you care about feel loved, valued, and accepted for who they are. May you find a little more ease in your life today. Thank you for staying till the end. And I hope to see you guys day after tomorrow at the same time. Till then, take care. Bye bye. And thank you for all the hearts as well.